The first message we have here is, God told me it was you. Wow, and there's a lot of energy coming through with this card here. I'm getting a strong sense of hermit mode, and it's clear that this is a masculine energy realizing that God has never spoken to them about anyone they've been romantically involved with until now, when it comes to you. It's almost as if they're receiving many revelations at this time. This masculine energy might have always received signs about you, divine feminine, but for some reason, these signs couldn't reach them before. Now, in hermit mode, by themselves and without distractions, things are becoming incredibly clear. There seems to be a spotlight on their love life, and they're not only exploring this connection with you, divine feminine, but they're also looking back at all their past connections, examining the role they played as the masculine energy. One thing that stands out to them is how your energy, above all others, is illuminated, highlighted by a higher power. This illumination is making them question, who are you, really, and why is this spotlight on you, of all people? It genuinely feels like God is confirming something profound about you. This energy suggests that this masculine is experiencing a full circle moment. Perhaps these are feelings they've always had, but they haven't been able to put into words or truly sit with. Now, in this period of solitude, many things are surfacing. I'm also getting a sense of distractions. They're very clearly in the picture. This could be a masculine energy deeply involved in the 3D world, so much so that they don't often pick up on spiritual messages, signs, or synchronicities when it comes to you. The only reason they're accessing this information about you now is because they're in this hermit mode. It's one of those times when such revelations only come to light in solitude. It feels as if this masculine had to be isolated, and the fact that God carved out this time and space specifically for them to focus on you suggests a much deeper purpose. This isn't to say they're not receiving messages about themselves or their personal journey, but this card's energy is very clear and direct. They're having conversations with God about you, and it's been confirmed that it's you. If you're wondering how this person views you at this time, they have absolute clarity. This seems like something they needed to know about you before moving into the next phase of their life or making a decision that either involves you or will significantly affect you, divine feminine. The emphasis on hermit mode is strong, and whenever that energy arises, it suggests that God needed to capture their attention. This doesn't feel self-induced, it seems forced, as if this was the only way to get them to focus. If this resonates, you may recognize this person as someone who is often seen distracted or caught up in external matters to the point where their judgment about you, love, or life itself could have been clouded. Okay, let's get to the next message here. The next message we have is, you are the blueprint. Wow! This is meant for a very powerful feminine energy. Now that these awakenings are happening for your person, this masculine is in a mode, a stage in their journey, where they can only see you as God sees you. If you've ever been curious about your spiritual rank, how your energy is perceived in the spiritual realm, or how God views you, divine feminine, I'm getting that you are the blueprint. This speaks to your heart space, which is a part of you that most people can't see. Most people overlook it, but God can see it clearly. I'm also being brought back to the energy of that full circle moment, as this is clearly a masculine who has always subconsciously known that you are different. This is what God is showing them about themselves in relation to you. You will definitely know if this is your person if this masculine treats you differently than everyone else in their lives. It's as if they can't help it or explain why they feel this way about you. They've always held you to a different standard, and it's because of your heart. Even if they've never voiced it, they measure everyone else against you because they see you in a particular light. This is someone who may not even know how to articulate this, but the way the energy is coming through, they see God in you. Consequently, they respond to you differently than they ever have with anyone else. This isn't just about romantic partnerships, they treat you differently from their friends and family, too. They can't help it. It's just one of those things where you have such powerful energy that it goes before you and reveals certain aspects about you without you having to say anything. It's as if they know that you are a very rare type of feminine energy. There's also a divine balance to your energy that makes you behave in a way that they're not accustomed to, and that's because you are the blueprint, divine feminine. There's really no other way to say it. God is confirming this about you to this person, even highlighting specific moments when this was clear and evident to them. The one thing that's on repeat and being illuminated the most is how they have always held you to a certain standard or expected things from you that they don't expect or require from anyone else. It's not that they're doing this intentionally, it's almost as if they never saw these other people as capable of certain things, particularly in relation to their heart space. This is definitely tied to the way you specifically express love. You do this in a manner that is quite foreign to them, to the point where they only expect this from you, divine feminine, and no one else. They don't even see other people as capable of providing them with what you give, be it your energy, attention, vibe, or simply the way you balance out their energy as a masculine. Alright, here's the final message. The last message we have is, it's not what you think. If you're resonating with this message so far, you may have noticed a significant change in pace within your connection, but it's not for the reason you might assume. You might think that this masculine is moving slowly or pulling back, but this hermit mode is actually transforming them. It's prompting them to approach the next chapter of their life with much more strategy, because the way all of this information is being revealed about you has them thinking more deeply about everything, especially their next move in their love life. The one thing really standing out to them right now is how different you are, divine feminine. This difference speaks to your spiritual rank or your spiritual nature, as they sit back and realize the extent to which God had to work to get their attention. This person actually had to be forced into hermit mode or had to block out all the distractions in their life, as they were accustomed to focusing on the external world instead of going within. This masculine energy has tended to immerse themselves in external activities whenever there was conflict, whether in relationships or other areas of their life, seeking external validation or general distractions. So, if you've been at a distance from them, if there was a lag in communication or a separation, this was often how they coped. But pushing things away doesn't make them disappear, and this is one of the many things they're being shown about themselves, particularly regarding how they handle romantic relationships. However, when it comes to you, divine feminine, they're seeing that you're the opposite in this respect. When you've been at a distance from them or when things have felt off in your connection or life, seeking validation is the last thing on your mind. While this masculine energy is naturally inclined to focus on the external, you naturally turn within. This is simply your instinct, and you may have your reasons for doing so, but it's always centered around protecting your heart space, your energy field, and your peace. This hasn't been easy for you. You may have faced many temptations, and people may even appear in your life at moments when there's tension in this connection or when communication lags. While you may feel curious or tempted to entertain other energies, you always go within first. You make sure that you're not acting from a place of lack, codependency, or simply filling a temporary void. This masculine is being shown that you play the long game when it comes to your heart, always guarding and protecting it. You face the same distractions in your external world, but respond differently. This is a trait being highlighted to them now, and honestly, it's inspiring them. So if they've pulled back their energy, it's really not what you think. They're in a place of deep thought, strategizing. It's almost as though they're coming up with a plan, trying to be more intentional because this hermit mode has allowed them the space to go within. Now, they feel they have more information, a sense of clarity, and even an upper hand in making a move towards you. The fact that they're inspired by you says a lot, divine feminine. It's truly confirming the gut feelings they've always had. This might have been buried deep in their subconscious, but they've always treated you differently because, on some level, they've always expected this of you, without ever fully understanding why. Divine revelation. The masculine energy is in hermit mode, where they're gaining profound insights about the divine feminine. They feel God is confirming that she's truly unique, unlike anyone they've encountered before. This solitary time has given them clarity, revealing her as someone exceptional, and making them reflect deeply on past relationships and their own role within them. The blueprint. The masculine sees the divine feminine as the blueprint, a model of love and strength. Her heart and spiritual nature have always set her apart, even though he couldn't fully articulate why. This recognition affects not only their romantic connection, but also how he perceives his relationships with others, holding her to a higher standard. Her balanced, loving energy feels rare and deeply inspiring. Strategic pause. The masculine seeming pullback is actually a shift in perspective, inspired by the divine feminine's resilience and grounded approach to challenges. While he has often sought external distractions, he now sees her practice of going within as admirable. This time alone has encouraged him to be more intentional, planning his next steps thoughtfully as he considers a deeper, more meaningful connection with her. In short, these messages reveal the masculine's growing spiritual awakening, inspired by the divine feminine's unique qualities. He's gaining clarity, recognizing her significance, and is readying himself to approach the connection with a new level of seriousness and care. If you don't forget, then write in the comments about how your day went. I will definitely read it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, like and subscribe channel.